Burgess. I'm an enrolled agent by the Internal Revenue Service, and I am so super stoked because I get to be here with you guys today for the first time live on YouTube. So, just a few housekeeping things. Thank you so much for each and every one of you who have been following me through my journey from before I became an enrolled agent to now being an enrolled agent to now making six figures as an enrolled agent to now doing homeschooling and being an enrolled agent and all the things in between. And I'm so grateful that I get to share a smidgen of that with you on the World Wide Web here on YouTube. And so I look forward to sharing more of that with you as you continue to join me. So, yay! Thank you for all of my subscribers who have joined me here. So, as a little celebratory dance kind of thing, I wanted to share something with you briefly because I know it's been a thing that a lot of people ask me a lot of. So if you're new to me, then go back on my channel all month this month. In the month of August, I've been sharing little things about me and about what we do here at Burgess Tax Relief and how we can support you in your tax journey and getting your freedom back from the IRS. So if you haven't yet, we are officially back in school and all the things like full blown, if you're homeschool, your private school, your public school. Here in Texas, we are fully into fully back into school. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about briefly is what does it mean to represent you before the Internal Revenue Service? So one of the things that as an enrolled agent myself, so there's three type of people who could represent taxpayers before the Internal Revenue Service. Those are CPAs, certified public accountants, tax attorneys, and enrolled agents. I'm an enrolled agent, and that means I'm licensed to practice across all 50 states, helping my taxpayers in whatever capacity, all the capacities at the IRS level, to make sure that they are not taken advantage of when it comes to tax issues. So when it comes to what does it mean to represent you, we have to be given that authority. So we have to make certain qualifications, and I'll share those with you guys as we go along with me showing up here live, talking to you guys posting your question as you're studying, as you're working with your client, things like that. I will share those different information. So each individual and EAs get to represent the individuals, businesses, and all kind of entities. So I have colleagues who represent nonprofits. I've never in full capacity represented a nonprofit on my own, but I do have people that I recommend that you go to. So some of us as enrolled agents do just focus on a certain segment. Personally, I focus on functional nurse practitioners just because of my health history and the people that I've gotten the pleasure to work with and the fun that I get from working with them and they get from working with me and the answers that I've been able to provide for them. So that's one of the things. And when it comes to representing you in front of the IRS, we're talking about all the things. So we're talking about things like I get letters from my clients. I get letters from my clients about all their tax issues. Depends on what there is going on. Like I have clients in different states right now. We're in around 20 states right now across the US in two different countries. And so one of the things when it comes to representing that we do is we'll get all the mail because normally speaking, when you're in trouble with the IRS, the last thing you want to do is to be thinking about missing a letter or meeting a deadline. And let's be honest, a lot of people get into tax debt not because they intentionally do it, but because life happens and things got away from you. So one of the things that our firm does is like getting the letter, getting the correspondence from the IRS, from the state, and making sure that we respond timely to the IRS, getting any kind of documentation that we need from you as a client or a third party in whatever situation that might be. So we manage in short term, managing the communication between you and the IRS. I know I have some clients that just like, I don't care. I just don't want to. Just the sheer factor of talking to the IRS, their experiences in the past have been really crappy, if you can read between the lines. have been really crappy, so they prefer not to because they don't get the same responses that we get as professionals. So they're changing some of that, but another thing that we do is negotiate payment plans with the IRS, report negotiating like penalty agreements, penalty abatements, and like I'm gonna be talking more about that in the coming weeks. But there are times that your tax situation qualifies for a penalty abatement. We don't know what those are until we talk to you or until you talk to a professional and they can look at your situation, right? So that's another thing that you can look into, some of the things that we do. And then another thing that we look into is like settlements. So we've also done bankruptcies because the situation was gone so far for so long, and the taxpayers would end up being in debt like forever and a day, even if there were, even with them working all of the jobs that they had available to them, and they're still into that place where they just can't get out. In certain cases like that, bankruptcy is definitely something that we recommend, but it's like a last ditch effort kind of idea. It's not something that we are going to do just because, you owe the IRS 200K and you're just making 300K and you just don't want to think about it. That's not how it works. So there's different things when it comes to that. But the point of this video is really helping you to understand what we do when we say representing you before the Internal Revenue Service. It's more along the lines of partnering with you, taking your best interest in mind. You're telling us stuff that you probably won't tell your spouse in some cases, that you won't tell your doctor, that you won't tell your best friend. As enrolled agents, we find out, we know those things, and use those things to your advantage for your tax benefit. And so it's a really cool place to be and really scary place for some people sometimes because the weight of it is heavy and what they're going through and not having their tax freedom. So we want to help you to get your tax freedom back. So I just wanted to come on here, say hi, YouTube. Thank you for having me. I look forward to being on here more. Stay tuned for our next call. Will be live next Monday, August 19th. I'll make sure to post a reminder so you guys who are just now finding me or watching this on the replay is able to bookmark that and then hop on. Let me know if you have questions, and then we could go from there. All right, guys. Nice to have you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on this journey with me. And I see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.